So my day starts like 7:30 to 4:30.
Oh, okay.
But it's really nice. Like after my show, I have the flexibility to run out and do things like this, like if I want to grab lunch or something. So pretty much the only time I like need to be there is like before the show and then after, and then if I have some sort of like something going on.
So you're on the clock
as long
right
as
now.
my stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm getting
okay.
paid to be here. Right
Nice.
Now.
We're not getting paid to be here. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. So then, like, the end of your day, I would assume you're prepping for the next show.
Yes.
Is that just how it works?
So Tatum will help me produce a little bit, but I do like the booking for the show.
Oh.
So it's 6 segments a week, 5 days a week. Or sorry, 6 segments a day, 5 days a week. So
Okay.
it's a lot.
Okay.
But it's fun. We'll do like random things. I did a Diet Coke taste test.
Mm-hmm.
Alex
Nice.
has been on filling in a couple times. So it's like a group effort for sure.
Yeah. So do you guys, you're on the Today and then you're on Valley News Live.
Yep.
Do you guys, I mean, are you together like all day pretty much, or is it pretty separated?
I mean, because North Dakota Today is more of a sales and lifestyle show, while like Valley News is going to be like your news.
Yeah.
So there is separation, but there is crossover in some realms, I guess. Like if there's Frostival or something's going on and they're coming on her show,
Yeah.
we're going to also maybe take a clip from her show or else grab
Sure.
them for an interview as well. So somewhat, but
Sure.
depends.
So if you start at 7:30, you don't have to be up at like, are you still up at 4, like super
well,
early?
I started going to the gym before work, so the earliest I'll get up is like 5:15. But I'm really not a morning person, so like today I slept in. Well, I went to the gym and I went back to bed. I slept until like 7:10.
Nice.
Because like a lot of us will do our hair and makeup at work, so.
Oh, so
it's
when you say
nice.
you're clocked in at 7:30, that's not when the show actually starts.
Yeah,
You're like
yeah.
showing up there,
Yeah,
punching
showing
in.
up in sweats, like we look crazy. Well, I look crazy when I pull up to work. Like sometimes my just full pajama set from the night before,
Just roll out of
like
bed.
sweats, graphic tees with like funny things on them.
Tatum
No.
and I have been having like sweaters that we get makeup on
Yeah.
throughout the week that it's like, I'm just going to ruin this one this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to a new one. But
That's the way
yeah,
to go.
that's a 3 a.m. hustle. So
That's nice.
that stinks. But
Yeah.
it's nice when you're off early. So life is good in that realm. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I show up to showings with just like sweatpants on. I'm like, sorry, you called me at 8 o'clock at night. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, it's not too bad then. Whereas I was wondering as far as like taking a toll on your personal life, because if you're up at 3 or something every day, it's like, it's 7:30, I got to go to bed.
yeah, it's easy in the winter when the sun's going
Yeah.
down at like 7 o'clock. But in the summer, when everybody's going for a bonfire or they're going to go to a happy hour on a patio, life is not so good for me. It's really hard to say no in those sorts of situations. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And then like weekends, do you
Yep.
stay on that tight
No.
schedule or do you, no, you just screw it?
Totally out the window.
We just go out.
So
Yeah.
Mondays are just brutal all the time then.
It's like Sunday I'll wake up probably like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And it's like usually at that point I'd already be done with work. So it's like, well, my day's over. I guess we're just going to sit and wait for 7 o'clock now.
Yep.
But
How long have you guys both been at Valley News Live then?
Almost 3 years. It'll be 3
Wow.
years for me in March.
I'm like 4.5.
Were you
Yeah.
both doing it in college too?
I started like 2 months before I graduated, but I didn't want to be in journalism at all or like anything TV. So I had like no experience. Like she did and I didn't.
Yeah.
Do you wish anybody, like, was there something you wish somebody would have warned you about, like, before going into it since you didn't know? Because, I mean, you kind of went in blinded. Like, did you
Yeah.
get there and you're like, okay, definitely didn't realize a few things.
I didn't realize like how big of a deal it was. I feel like, you know, like we work in Fargo, but there'll be people that you meet. They're like, I watch you every single day. Or I'll be like having a conversation with someone. I'm like, oh yeah, I just got back from a trip. They're like, I know. I heard you talk about it on the show. Like, I think also at the start, I was maybe a little bit too candid about sharing things about my personal life. Like I remember one time I said I was in the church choir somewhere and a viewer like showed up to the church like looking for me. He had like a creepy handwritten note written out for me, and it's hard because like 99% of the people that we meet that watch us on TV are so nice and so sweet, but then there's that 1% that are like sending us hate emails or like saying we suck or like stalking us. So that's not
That's
My
weird.
most favorite thing.
This had me
but-
cracking up, and I think you kind of explained why here. But Alex, when I saw your Facebook, your personal one, you literally had on there, "I do not accept requests from viewers," and I was dying. I was like, okay, I was like, there has to be one story that happened that you were like, dude, I have to do something.
Yeah. Well, my Facebook already is like hard. You can't find it unless you're friends with somebody that I'm also friends with. But unfortunately, we are in North Dakota, so that's pretty much everybody can find it. I thought that my safety settings were locked down, but it hasn't. I mean, I think I put that before it was an issue, but then you'd be shocked at the people who just ignore that. That it's
They don't care.
Yeah, but then because I've got this Facebook profile for work, the Facebook page for work, the Valley News Live page for work, and then my regular Facebook. So it's when I'm going through and I mean to accept stuff on my work profile, all of a sudden I'm accepting Rob, who I've never met before, and our one mutual friend. So, yeah, it's
Shout out to Rob.
he did it. He made the list. He made the
funny.
list.
Well, I can't imagine. I mean, we felt like, we just started this a year ago. I mean, and obviously, if you looked at some of our older stuff, not ideal. Just posting stuff to get out there. And we felt like we've gotten a pretty decent amount of recognition from people just being like at the bar, "Oh, I saw your TikTok," or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing crazy, but you doing it as long as you have and as publicly as you have. And I think just being a female, that probably makes it worse. But I'm sure it's probably pretty hectic at times where you're like, all right, quit DMing me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there'll be like certain times, I think. Like, I remember I went to like Warren Ziders at the Lights, and typically people who are sitting down to watch a newscast or a lifestyle show are a little bit older, and that tended to be at the crowd, and so many people. Like, but then I'll be out somewhere where it's a younger crowd and no one will say anything. So it's just interesting to see like who's watching the show and who like has the guts to even come up and say something. So
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
Does it ever get bothersome? Like, has it happened enough to where, like, if you're out with friends, you're almost like, okay, like, thank you, but kind of move along? Or is it still fun where you're like, oh my gosh, it's fun to be recognized? You know, do you like that, or is it too much?
I like it.
It depends on the amount of beers everybody's around who's had at that point.
Yep.
If
Yeah.
you're 1 a.m. at the bar, then they're, get away.
Get
Yeah,
away.
it's like, yeah, we know, we get it. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of fun. There's been situations where I've been like out on a date and it's happened and I'm like, yeah, it's felt like a paid actor.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, yeah, that's me.
That's
I'm on
me.
TV. And then my date's like, oh, cool. Like, whatever. You feel like kind of cool, kind of slick when that happens, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I knew Alex in high school, obviously, and I knew like you were always like speech, drama. You're always amazing at that. Was that like what got you into it? Like you always knew you wanted to do it, and same with you. Were you always in speech and drama, and you're like, you know what, newscasting, TV, that's my realm.
Well, I loved that stuff. And then I think I was the weather kid. I was the oldest weather kid, I think, to date. I think I was like 17 and a half. I was a month away, not even 17. I was a month away from turning 18.
But, like that's not a kid on
Yeah.
the freaking TV, guys.
No, but I loved it. And I went in there and I did the weather kid and I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to lock in on this and we just haven't looked back. So,
Yeah.
yep, the weather kid.
What about you?
Yeah, I was in speech debate, obviously really small school for me as well. I'm from Hope, North Dakota. So obviously opportunities were so limited. Like we had plays when I was younger and then our music teacher moved. So then we never had plays again.
Yeah.
So that's kind of when I started doing pageants too, just to get myself out there. But with North Dakota Today, I used to watch it with my mom when there was like snow days or whatever. And I was like, oh, you know, I like the show. And then I came on, I did an internship with Leela and Lavender, and I was like a model. So I just basically stood there. But I was just so taken aback by the studio. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And then when there was an opening for North Dakota Today, I was like, oh, you know, maybe I could do that. And just kind of went for it. But I wish I had gone into college, like knowing and thinking that I wanted to do something in TV. I think I would have learned a lot of skills. I went for like advertising marketing. Originally, I wanted to be like a social media manager, but I'm pretty happy with the way things shook out.
Do you guys remember the very first time you were on TV? Like, is it just an extreme memory?
Yes.
Like, I could not imagine, because there's not like
Yes.
we can start like, oh, we could do some podcasts and not post them, and we could like kind of warm up to it. I cannot imagine be like, all right, you're on.
Well, I think I had an internship at KVRR in college, so I had experience just doing stand-up. So I'm filming myself. You get a bunch of different takes, right?
Sure.
The first time I went live, though, I think it was in the heat of the COVID vaccine protests, both for and against, and I can't even remember which one I was at, but they had me going live, and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm going to say. And it's kind of a joke that your first live shot, something bad is going to happen.
Sure.
Like, you're going to say something weird, and I forgot my name, so I don't even know what I said. I can't even watch it back. I would want to avoid that at all costs, but it's nerve-wracking. But then, like, the first time anchoring, you're sitting in the chair. It's a high-top chair, and it's like, oh, my gosh, my feet aren't touching the ground, starting to panic. But now it's fine, easy.
It's
just,
easy?
Yeah.
You don't get nervous in front of the cameras at all anymore. It just feels natural. You've done it enough.
Not anymore, yeah. But I remember my first time too. Like, there be the director in your ear. We wear like little earpieces,
Oh, you do?
so they'll count down. It's like, all right, we're live in 3, 2. My heart's like, and I was like, oh my god, like, and it's so hard too because I think once you start stumbling your words or stuttering a little bit or mispronouncing something, it's so hard to shake it off and be like, okay. But something that actually helped me a lot was watching compilations of like news fails. 'Cause it's like,
Actually?
yeah, people will literally be on the Today Show and they'll mispronounce a word or they'll stumble over their words. And it's like, well, if people are doing it at the most pro level, like, it's fine if I do it. I think you really just have to let go of the idea of perfection because, like, you're reading the news for 4 hours every morning. Like, you're not going to get it perfect.
Sure.
And even on North Dakota Today, it's a lot more loose format, but you just have to, like, shake it off. You can't let it phase you.
Watching
Sure.
a national show, though, and seeing, oh, reporter went too far, mic's out of range, come back.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, live shot failed. It makes you feel a little bit better
Yeah.
when
Even the
you
pros
rewind.
are doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific moment that you literally said it and immediately you were like, frick? Like, that was not right. Like, is there one moment that was the worst of all of them?
I
I
had
think we block it out.
Just forget it.
antacids, like antacids.
Yeah.
What?
Is that right? Because I don't even know how to say it anymore. It was we do question of the morning in the mornings, and it's just this fun
Yeah.
question, and the answer was like, oh my god, I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
I feel like I would say like antacids.
That's what I said.
Antacids? Yeah.
And I was sitting there staring at it, panicking.
Yeah.
And then the person with me was like, say it. She's like, oh, yep, you haven't used those yet. You're not old enough.
Is everything like prompted? Like almost everything, but you can obviously add your personal touch into it, but you know the direction of the show every single time.
Typically.
Okay. But not when
Yeah.
you're live. Like if something's happening, that has to be really difficult because you're just, there's nothing in front of you, right?
No, you just have to keep moving. Usually they're pretty, they give you some grace with being able to look down on your phone. If you write some sort of scripts, you can write key points down. And if you send your video in, so usually you're going to want to take some video to cover yourself so you're able to look down and see and not have to read the whole time. But it's, I mean, depending on when the shows are, I mean, between the mornings and the nights, usually there's about a half hour between each show. So it's like you either, depending on how important your news is, you've got half hour in between to nail it down and keep going. So
Are you ever like actually out in the wild? Like, say there's a shooting or something that happens and you got Matt Henson outside reporting on something. Do you ever have to do that? Like standing there in the cold with the hood on, like the whole 9 yards of that?
not so much anymore, which is beautiful. I get to stay inside, but there was a time.
I've seen some of them.
Yep,
I remember
there-
when you first came, I was like, that's Alex.
There was a time. I think I was in the airport one day, and they're like, "You're the girl they always put outside." I'm like, "Yeah."
I am that girl.
I'm like, "Thank you." It's miserable, but usually they send somebody with you, so you're kind of in it together. There's ways you can maneuver the camera so you don't have to totally get out of the car unless you're out reporting. But it's like I'm out here for 1 minute, and I am straight back into the car right when this is done. So
It was a couple months ago. I'm in South Fargo,
Okay.
like way south off 52nd, and there was some gunshots that had went off at the apartment. It was kind of a big deal. And we were out like kind of canvassing. I have another buddy that lives there, and we were like looking. One of the garages that got shot up, and of course I see the WDAY car rolling up, And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So there's old Matt Henson carrying that big camera, and he's like, he grabs us, he sets us up. He's like, you got to get the fire and the police cars behind it. And he's like live shooting, interviewing, and I'm like, this is crazy work out here.
Yes.
You can't practice that either. Like it's
No.
just
You just got to go
on the
for
gun.
it.
Yeah. Do you guys have like, if you could be national news, like would you take that opportunity? Like is that where both you guys' heads are at, of just keep going up the ranks and get up to that? Or is it kind of like, no, Fargo's just like, I just want to be that level. I just want to be regional.
I feel like to not want to or try would be, looking back in the future, I would feel that would be some sort of disservice to myself. So I don't even know if I'd want to go national by any means. I mean, if that offer was presented, you gotta take it. But, it's just such a small percentage of people will actually get to that level.
And is it just, you just see an opening and you apply for it, or is it more so they approach you?
You apply for it. Some people have agents. We're not in that level here. But there's different Facebook groups that people will talk about their agents, or else like, somebody at a different station who used to work with you at this station, and they can connect you with this person or their friend of a friend. So it's a mingled community.
Okay.
So,
What would a stepping stone even look like for you girls? I mean, we're already in Fargo, the biggest town. You're already on, I mean, Valley News is probably one of the biggest already. I mean, what would that next step look like?
It's so hard, especially for me, because like this is the only lifestyle show. There's one in Bismarck too. We have a Bismarck edition of North Dakota today, but it's like, I can't really get promoted or anything necessarily in North Dakota. So like I would have to leave. But it'd be like a bigger market, like Omaha, Minneapolis, like a little bit of a bigger city. 'Cause Fargo's pretty mid to low market, right?
Yeah, they rated on market sizes.
Yeah.
So that's TVs per household within a certain distance. So I think Fargo's like 112 or something. I could be wrong there. But then Minneapolis, it's only 3 hours away. That's about like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
So big jump. Or like Fairbanks, Alaska, that's going to be, I think, in the 200s. So different stuff. Baton Rouge is 75, I think. I don't know. Just different areas.
So either moving markets, or I guess like one guy that we were kind of laughing about, you pull a Hutch Johnson and you open your own thing.
Yeah.
And now you're just on Facebook posting whatever there. I mean, does that have any interest to you guys, of like trying to run your own personality, your own social media, your own type deal? Or is it just easier to be like, no, I'm just going to stick with, Valley News Live, or I'm going to stick with the Minneapolis channel? I mean, what would be the difference, or any interest in that?
I think I've been kind of trying to develop more of my social media presence. I've always been big into like Instagram, social media, trying to grow like TikTok. I think it was fun too, like when I was Miss North Dakota, like I had a personality or like something that I was known for outside of news. Because obviously like you get to talk to people every single day, but when I was Miss North Dakota, I got to like be out and actually interacting with people. So I really enjoyed things like that. I don't know, it's just so fun being on TV though. Like I don't think anything in Fargo has the same like weight to it. I mean, social media is great. You look at people like the Sea Boys or something and what they've done with it. I think for us, it would be really hard to like, if I was going to start my own lifestyle show, I think it would be really hard to get it off the ground and get it gaining the traction. Like North Dakota Today has been a show for 12 years, and people do have the habit of like sitting down and watching it every single day. So I don't think there's anything that I could personally do that would be as valuable as that, if that makes sense.
Well, and in the meantime, you can kind of build your brand through
Yeah,
North
totally.
Dakota Today, right? Like, I don't know if you're allowed to put your own social. People know who you are anyway.
Yeah.
So there's probably not a better way to grow it in the meantime. So
Yeah, and we're actually encouraged, like how she was talking about her anchor pages earlier, like we're encouraged to, use it to, get yourself out there. So that's fun.
So you guys run all your own social media. They don't have like any paid people behind the scenes that edit videos for you or nothing.
No.
You guys are making a dancing TikTok, and then you're editing it and posting it.
Yeah, I do wish we had like an intern or something, at least for North Dakota Today, but we don't.
Do they give you a direction of like what you can and can't post? Like, is that something that they actually sit down with you and they're like, you can't be posting that?
I recently got told to take down one of my TikToks because
This is actually the social media policy violator.
Oh no.
one of them, it said like the F word in it, and I like fully mouthed the words on set in a TikTok. But I was like, well, I'm very much like rules don't apply to me kind of person. And I was like, no one said anything to me so far. But then our assistant news director was like, can you delete the one where you're mouthing the F word? I was like, oh.
This was on your personal page?
Yeah, on my personal. But my co-host and I will make like my personal TikToks on the NDT set, like with the branding behind us. So like, okay, I get that. But other stuff, like there's been like swear words or whatever in like some dancing videos. But I feel like when you're watching something like that, you're not like listening to the lyrics.
Right.
It's fine. So
No.
whatever.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a sore subject. Sorry about that.
You know what? I'm over it. I'll just go home and cry about it
There
later.
is a social media policy.
Yeah.
There is. Okay.
It's pretty much just though common sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sorry.
I feel like I violate all these rules. Like I post in a swimsuit. I post like, I don't know.
There's not really a rule that says don't post yourself in a swimsuit,
yeah.
though. Like it's
They didn't specifically say that.
Yeah, they didn't
right?
say
Yeah,
that.
they didn't
Yeah.
You know, we kind of vary videos by platform, right? So
Yeah.
like we post kind of more, I don't know, dumb stuff on TikTok, stuff that might be a little more risky, just because
Yeah.
I think the people that are watching it probably are a lot of brain rot, don't care anyway. It's like the Facebooks where our grandmas are. And
Yep.
it's like, okay, that one, you know, we have different videos that we create or only certain bits that we'll post on there. So, but it is, you got to be careful. And people are savages, dude. They'll call you out. They're so
Yes.
mean on
Oh
the
my
internet.
God.
they're way more mean on Facebook than TikTok though.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause
Really?
TikTok, like, they must block comments or something, or because I'll scroll to the bottom and it'll be like folded comments. I'm like, I don't even want to read those because I don't want to hurt my own feelings, so they can just stay there. But yeah, Facebook, they'll call you out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Comment section sucks.
I had a TikTok. I anchored the noon show a couple times over Christmas break, and I went live on TikTok, and someone wrote me a comment in my live. I'm like, oh, let's look at it. And it said, you are way too pretty to not be raped and set on fire.
What?
And I was like, wait, why both? Like, was one not sufficient?
That's an insane
So
comment.
that comes to
Brother.
mind
I know
as
that.
probably the worst one I've ever gotten.
That's terrible.
For sure.
Yeah, we
So
haven't
I
gotten
was
that.
kind of watching my back. I was like, am I am
That's
I
kinda
good?
Yeah, you're gonna have to put that on your own Facebook now. I'm not adding
Yeah,
any viewers
no.
on here.
No, literally. So
Yeah.
Jeez.
Comment section can be deleted.
Really bad one. It's really
Wow. Oh, do you need
Got
help?
dark here quick. Holy.
I have a bodyguard.
you might have to like bleep that out.
Yeah, my
like
gosh.
to not be and
Yeah. Well, you know, we thought ours were bad, but people are usually just calling ours dumb. Or the funniest thing that we like to do is, and not even that it's like so purposeful, but it's kind of funny if you mess up, like when we're doing
Yeah.
bits, because if you try to say everything perfect or say everything in the order you thought everybody would like, nobody would engage in it. So, I mean, we have a bunch of bits of like ranking towns and bars, and it's like there's not a perfect one for that, but you
Yeah.
throw something kind of wild in there that's maybe not that hot of a take, and the comments are just, oh, dumbest guy, doesn't know this, doesn't know that. But I'm like, the fact that you took enough time to engage
True.
with the post, like, fantastic. And thanks for doing that, you know?
Thanks.
So
Totally.
it is like sometimes not being
Yeah.
perfect almost helps what you're doing.
yeah, I agree.
I used to sell surf boats, and I would always post them on Facebook. And one guy, every single boat, he'd call me a boat whore. It's like, oh, here's the boat whore back at it again. I'm like, well, I don't even know you, man. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make some
It's
money.
really funny.
It's kind of
Yeah.
tough, actually.
I had one guy. He went by the name Drifted Cowboy over email.
Oh, this guy's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I don't. He would email me every now and again, just sent me really hateful things. And one day I responded a sad face because I was like, "I'll just give it to you, Drifted Cowboy. Like you made me sad. Congrats."
Yeah.
And he responded that he teaches his kids to remember my face because my time is drawing near. I was like, "Is that a death threat?"
Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I was
What?
like. Drifted Cowboy. Yeah,
Yo.
he got blocked from our email. So he was emailing other people at work too. This was right when
What
I
is wrong
started.
with these
Yeah, I know. He was crazy.
When I first opened up my own brokerage for real estate, I did kind of a cheesy, like, we buy your house for cash commercial. And I was so excited. It was the first Monday night football game of the year.
Yeah.
And it was somebody was playing the Vikings. And I knew everybody in the state was going to be watching this Monday night game. Everybody's excited for football. So I got all excited and made this commercial with WDAY, like paid, I think it was $1,500 to play it just one time during the
Yeah.
deal. So I told all my friends, all my family to like watch this thing. So of course it comes on and I was like, oh man, my phone's blowing up, right? I'm feeling like the man. I get an email and I'm like, uh-oh, this can't be good. Saying the guy's like, I literally had to take time out of my night and make an email to tell you that this is the dumbest effing commercial I've ever seen. You suck and I hope you die. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Thanks, pal.
That's just a day in the life.
That's your guys'
I was
9 to
like-
5.
I was so excited for this. They paid so much money to put it out there. Blasted. I was like, well,
Why?
I'm glad people saw it though. So
Yeah.
that worked.
But you had that one guy who said that. But think about all the other people who probably enjoyed your commercial. who,
True.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I felt like, you know,
It was pretty shitty. No, I'm just kidding.
I felt like the drifted cow. I thought about responding to me and back, be like, oh.